विज्ञान की अनकही कहानियाँ। आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनसुनी कहानियाँ।
Hello listeners, you're listening to Vigyan Ki Awaaz podcast program on STEM popularization, catalyzed and supported by the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India and Media for Community Foundation. Project devised and designed by Dr. R. Sridhar and assisted by Ashish Tiwari. Local coordination and production, Professor Subramanian. Content writing by Priyanshu and post-production by Professor Kaushik P. Kanchan of Garden City University, Bengaluru.
Garden City University, conquer we shall all adversity. GCU, emphasis on life. GCU, emphasis on life.
On today's episode, we are thrilled to introduce Dr. Kavita Pandey, a physicist, electrochemist, and an international research leader whose work spans continents and disciplines. With a PhD in physics from India and prestigious fellowships including Newton Bhabha and Fulbright, Dr. Pandey's journey has taken her from the labs of Oxford to Switzerland's EPFL, where she peered into the inner workings of batteries using cutting-edge electron microscopy. Now back at Oxford, she's blending enzymology, catalysis, and electronics to uncover the secrets behind nature's most efficient electrocatalysts, using tools like impedance spectroscopy to push the boundaries of energy storage and molecular diagnostics. She's also a passionate STEM advocate and co-founder of the India-UK Innovation and Sustainability Chemistry Consortium, building global bridges for sustainable science.
So my name is Kavita, and my current group here at CNS works on flexible wearable electronics. So basically we make those devices from biomass derived carbon or carbon doped materials for flexible supercapacitors, batteries, energy storage devices and which can power wearable electronics. So we also develop flexible glucose monitoring sensors, dopamine sensors, uric acid sensors, and integrate these devices for IoT, Internet of Things applications. So that is what we currently do at CNS. So we have recently developed one ultra-flexible micro supercapacitors. It's like a 3D printed device which can power wearable electronics, and we have shown that no matter how you bend it, so we have really tortured the device in that sense, where we have bend it in all possible directions, and even then it could power our wearable electronic device. So basically, so if you see a wristband, so what we need is, currently we are still using that button cells for powering that wearable devices, which makes it slightly more thicker. Whereas if we have developed a flexible electronics which is so thin like a plastic, so if you just put it across as a bend, it will be like a very thin device, ultra thin. So that is what we have developed very recently. These micro supercapacitors are based on biomass derived. So we have used actually a fungus to make those materials. So fungus we have burnt those funguses and got this silver doped carbon materials, and we have printed it on plastic basically, and then used it as a power source to power the wearable devices. So we are getting rid of fungus agriculture. So the idea here is to use the agricultural waste or any of these biomass which are produced as a byproduct, and use that as a initial source for making our materials, which we want it to be used in a flexible devices, which can give us energy storage applications. So that is the whole idea, to use. So basically, it's like Government of India's goals is to make sustainable as one of the. It is one of the goals to make these devices out of sustainable materials. So this is our way of doing it. It's a sustainable power because we are using the materials which is coming from agricultural waste. So we are not dependent on any other imports as well as such. So materials are being developed here itself. So everything has a shelf life. So what we have not checked it currently, but what we are projecting it is almost 3 years of shelf life. So any batteries that we have currently, in any rechargeable battery, again has a shelf life. So if you see any wearable devices that these days comes up, you have to replace their batteries. But what we are projecting is our batteries will be having around 2 to 3 years of shelf life, which is really good as compared to what is already available in the market. And the other part is the batteries that we use currently are mainly based on lithium ion. And we know that lithium itself is a very scarce resource, especially in India. And we do not have any strategic partnership with the countries which has a lot of lithium as a reservoir. So we need to find out alternative technologies, alternatives to lithium. So that's where we come into picture, and we don't have to really go to look for other countries for resources to make these energy storage devices. So we work on sodium-ion batteries and flexible micro supercapacitors, which are indigenous and not dependent on the import of any other materials.
Okay, coming like importing the materials, are other countries doing the same process or like working on the same?
So there are countries which are working on different kinds of battery chemistries, just because of the simple reason that lithium is a scarce resource and it is only available to in a very few countries. And also lithium mining, purification is a lot of there are a lot of steps involved, and we really want to get rid of those steps. However, current battery market is dominated by lithium-ion batteries. But we really need a replacement if we want to meet the future demands, energy demands. For fuel cells or hydrogen generation, we need different kinds of materials. There are people working on the similar kind of materials for fuel cell or hydrogen applications, but in my group, we really do not focus on those areas. I have PhD students, ROIs project students, and without whom this is not possible. So my students are my bread and butter, is what I say, because they are the one who are actually on the forefront. They develop all these things. I just have to mentor them, provide them the guidance and how to proceed further, bring the collaborations in, but otherwise mostly they take care of the everyday activities that we do in our lab.
You were listening to Vigyan Ki Awaaz, a podcast on STEM popularization, catalyzed and supported by National Council for Science and Technology Communication, Government of India. Tune in for more such episodes to Vigyan Ki Awaaz on this platform and also through Spotify, YouTube and Apple Music platforms.
आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनकही कहानियाँ।